welcome to Fan Formula. This is the Monday after the Monaco Grand Prix, or Monaco, as Customer at Work once called it, Monaco. Quite an interesting race, more along the lines of what I thought we would originally see with the new rule changes, but quite interesting. Maybe you could say processional, but it was still quite interesting. So on with the questions. Question 1, favourite moment of the race? It's a tough one, really, but I would say my favourite moment of the race was seeing Marussia finish in the points. That made me really pleased. I know in Sir Jackie Stewart's autobiography, when he was talking about setting up Stewart Grand Prix, he said it's about 5 years until your first win. Now that's probably no longer accurate anymore, particularly with the rate of development the top teams have now got. But to have gotten the points, I'm maybe surprised it didn't happen sooner, because the engine's been more reliable, everything's just been more reliable than I'd expected it to be. But it was very happy to see them do well. Fantastic news for that team. It's been a long time coming. Like I say, I thought it was going to take longer. I thought it was going to take longer for them to get points, but at the same time, I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner. What I mean by that is, I thought it would have happened sooner, because in Australia I was thinking along the lines of everyone else, that we're going to have constant engine blowouts, turbo failures, etc, etc, and that was when Marussia and Caterham were going to pounce and take their points. But no, it's taken a lot longer. So on that basis, then when I saw how reliable the units were, like, maybe not this year, unfortunately. But it's a very cleanly designed vehicle. It's it seems to there's something good for it. Something good there for it to have topped the times in Barcelona on the recent test. So it was perhaps the best moment of the Grand Prix to see that team finish, and that they were celebrating 2 points like it was a world championship, which is always a great thing to see. Which leads us on to the second question. Marussia scored their first points today. Share your thoughts, and also will Caterham be able to do the same? Well, see previous answer. Mostly. Will Caterham be able to do the same? No. Not until Renault sort out the power unit problems. Plus the Caterham, I said this at the start of the year when I did my when I did the season preview for Velocity Kinetics video. The car doesn't make any aerodynamic sense to me at all. I don't get why. It's a brilliant innovation, don't get me wrong. It's great to see someone somewhere thinking outside the box. But I don't get how that nose is meant to work. Likewise, Lotus, it's a vile-looking thing, but at the same time, thinking outside the box. It's good to see that they're trying. You know, it's not just everyone coming up with the same ideas, just with a different brand name. So Caterham need to do it in order to keep Tony Fernandez backing, because there's something I saw in the F1 Times that rumour has that he's selling the team, which, I'm not a massive fan of Tony Fernandez at all. I say I don't agree with him buying the Team Lotus name and the whole fuck up that had. I don't agree with with him moving the headquarters after establishing Lotus Racing and Team Lotus and moving it suddenly when the name was changed to Caterham. I mean, on the one hand, it's great to see another road car manufacturer in sport. It's important for Caterham to do it. Will they do it? Not whilst the Renault has its problems, and until they can make the car a little more stable. Kobayashi was having to fight it. I thought he was going to start doing a Tanner Faust and drifting everywhere. But it is it left a lot to be desired by Caterham. But top job by Marussia. I'm very happy. I always support the underdog. Fantastic job. I cannot take anything away from them in relation to that. Question 3. What are your thoughts on the Rosberg-Hamilton qualifying debate? I'm not a massive Lewis Hamilton fan to begin with, so this might be a bit biased. And I've always preferred Nico Rosberg. I don't think Williams supplied him a car when he was there. They didn't supply him a car that he could do anything with, really. But then again, maybe Nico was starting to get a bit stale in that team and need to change of environment. I think Martin Brundle sort of summed it up best for me when on the Sky coverage. It was he it's not in Nico's nature to do that, so I don't think it was intentional. However, the circumstances have made it suspect, or made it suspect. That's about the only way I can put it. I think Hamilton should have put his bottom lip away and just got on with the job and tried racing. His thing, oh, I don't have mind games, I don't have mind games. What the hell do you call the whole childishness? Not congratulating your teammate. Maybe Rosberg shouldn't have done the whole I got pole position thing, but at the same time he did put in the fastest time first, which is the one that stuck, so he was damned whatever he was going to do. It's a stupid thing. Hamilton needs to grow up. Like I said, I've never been a fan of him. I started to respect him more this season in Mercedes, and in last season as well. I got a whole lot more respect from having the guts to change team. But this Monaco weekend's undone just about everything Hamilton's done, in my opinion of him. Sort of get back to a decent opinion of him. I don't think Rosberg was in the wrong. The whole incident highlighted how thick and stupid people are, in the sense that it's just, well, mind you, it's probably just the internet in general, really. I have a keyboard, I have caps lock, therefore, because I'm writing it in caps lock, my opinion shouts above the rest of you. People people sort of making various Nazi jokes, etc., or being just racist towards Rosberg for finishing, for being on pole, which was not right. It's not fair. I don't condone it. I think people are entitled. I think people entitled to opinion on the thing, and everyone will be eternally split. They're going to be those like in any driver going to have the hardcore. He didn't do it, and there's a lot of he didn't, because they were racing close in Bahrain. If Nico had that horrible, nasty streak in him, he could have somehow tried to bump Hamilton around into a spin. He could have tried to shred his tyre with his front wing. He could have played dirtier sooner if it was in Rosberg's nature. So I can see that side of things. People say, no, it's cheat. Yes, I can appreciate. Yes, it was maybe a little convenient. So that's why I'm sat on the fence on this one, because it's, as everyone said, the only person who's actually going to know what it was is Rosberg. And convenient set of circumstances, yes. Is it in him to do it? No. I think Hamilton reacted appallingly, and his behaviour after the race was also appalling. Not even handshake or anything. Didn't need to be all hugging and, yeah, well then, mate. Just needed to be, for the cameras, just needed to smile and nod politely. Then he could have had his sulk behind closed doors. Rosberg did the better job. Hamilton reacted poorly. Hamilton, if I was team principal, Hamilton would be on a very short leash with me now. It would be, if you keep this attitude up, you're damaging our brand. We are the team, you are just a driver. We can hire someone else situation. So yeah, that's what I think of it. Not a lot I can say about that. Well, I have actually prattled on for about 6 minutes on that subject. Bonus question, is Monaco one of your favourite races of the year? If so, why or why not? It's not my favourite race of the year. I really like Monza, I really like Spa, I really like Interlagos, of course Silverstone as well. Note all classic tracks. But Monaco, I like it more because of just how different it is perhaps the best way to put it. Just how different it is, how drastically different they have to set the cars up, how drastically different the driving style sometimes can be. Granted, yes, it can lead to processional races. That can happen anywhere. It can happen at any track that you can have a slightly processional race. But you know how it's covered in history, how the history is sort of buried within the track, how it's sort of all within the swimming pool chicane, how it is in in Sandevot and Raskas and everything. It's just even the names of the corners. They just makes the whole place feel special. It's just a nice change. The whole pomp and circumstance of the occasion, how close and tight everything is. Like I say, the names of the corners, the drastic setup differences. It's why it's good. It's a bit like, in many ways, it's a bit like Monza in the sense that you have your Monza package, you have your Monaco package. It's just perhaps as unique as they come. Really, I think it's one place that everyone wants to go, and you know, it's not part of the Triple Crown. Also, it's also not part of the Triple Crown as well for no reason. So we'll see. And I've prattled on far too long on this one, so I'll sign this off. Just keep an eye on the on Velocity Kinetics. There's some new content coming out soon. Just waiting for Peter to help make something for it, because the start and end boards I have, keep tweaking them in iMovie, but they're not coming out very well. If anyone's got any tips on iMovie, how to, it's almost like the frame rate's not quite enough in what I'm wanting, so I keep getting all these lines. The deinterlacing isn't correct, but I don't know where to go to alter the deinterlacing fields or to have it set at a higher frame rate despite exporting as a .mov file, which is how I export the green screen Velocity Kinetics files. They're all filmed in .movs. 50 frames a second. I think the last file I tried to upload was about 8 gigabytes from that, so it's a hell of a lot of work goes into one of those. But keep an eye out on that, and hope everyone's had a good month. I apologise about the end of the last Fan Formula. It was a bit depressing, but for me it's been a slightly depressing time of the year anyway. But enjoy your bank holiday. I feel sorry for everyone like me who's going to work next week and being worked as hard as if we might as work today, but well, that's why we call it work. Anyway, I shall finish my brew, and who the hell knows what I'm going to do next? Xbox, probably.